I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Heroes Wanted. Tonight we are rejoining the party after Soggy has been bitten by a vampire and now is clinging between turning into one of the minions of the undead and life. And if he feeds, he will succumb to the darkness and be a vampire and be incurable and stuck as a creature of the night. And in order to stop that from happening, Nova and Lorathir, as well as Noman and Craven, although those players are not here, so we will not be focusing on their PCs as much, have tied up and restrained Soggy, and now as he rides underneath the cloak on the back of Noman's horse, you can hear him groaning occasionally and sobbing and through the muffled pleading for somebody to just come and check on him.
Please,
I'd like to try to give him some water.
Okay. So you pull the sheet off. The sunlight burns your eyes even more than normal, and your skin feels like it's going to blister and crack.
I
use my cloak to cover them from the sun.
Yes, you quickly use a elven technique that allows for your cloak to become very much like a canopy, and you shelter Soggy from the sun while Nova is trying to give him water. Nova, you remove the gag to try and give him some water, and Soggy immediately tries to bite you. Soggy, roll a d20 for your attack. At disadvantage. So roll 2 d20s.
Where's the unarmed attack?
Oh, you can just right click on the d20 at the bottom and click times 2. Yeah, so you easily managed to like restrain him because he's already tied up and you weren't foolish enough to undo his restraints. but he still snaps at you like a hungry crocodile.
You know what? I have an idea, but I need to check a few things. So I guess I'll try to rewrap him up, make sure they're right, so he can't be snapping back and trying to bite me or anything.
Yeah.
Is he breathing?
He is breathing, though it's very shallow. Although at times it becomes almost like he's hyperventilating.
Is the gag made out of cloth? Did we?
Yeah, you just kind of tied a cloth around him like you would
Okay.
a crocodile or a caiman or something, you know?
It's also has a sort of wooden thing to it.
Oh yeah, you were biting down on the stick as well. So you guys have a stick, and then you like just tied his mouth shut on top of it, so you know he can't swallow his tongue or anything, and he's fine.
Lorithir says this is a technique we used to use with prisoners where I'm from, and I take my water flask and soak the gag so that he can kind of gum some water out of it.
Soggy, the water tastes almost like acid, like it doesn't taste like what you want.
All he can do is just groan and try and muffled scream. He's just not enjoying this.
Yeah. And so you guys are having to deal with this as the long journey north, continues. And this is no trip of, a day to 3 days or a week. This is going to take you guys over 2 weeks to get where you're going. And that's with favorable conditions. Um, you know, I mean, I would guesstimate probably closer to 2 months, really. So you have a very very long journey ahead of you. But let's go ahead and take a look at this map of where you guys are at and where you're headed and what's going on, just so that we can have a better understanding of where it is that you're going. So you guys can see Mary Castle and uh, New Eglia down by Warway there. That is where you started your journey. You traveled north up past Kizdashur, and that is about where you started really having problems with Soggy. Is somewhere near those roads. And now, as you travel, you have a decision to make. Stop in Kizdashur or continue on without resupplying.
I'm out of character, would suggest hiding Soggy.
Just stashing you like a bag of potatoes.
Yeah, a stolen bag of potatoes.
Well,
Alien.
Well, my background. Let me see. I need to find it so I know what I'm talking about. But I think I have the ability to collect food and water, if such
Yes.
be available in the environment.
Yes. You do.
So could
And
I do that?
You
Mhm.
could.
About like where do we sleep? Because more often than not, we get attacked at night, like when we're trying to rest.
Yeah. And I can take. I only need 4 hours of meditation time, so I can take the watch for the other half of the time.
And just for the record, you still have Noman's sentry rest just because the player isn't here. Like we're still, keeping the party together. So Noman will be performing sentry rest for you.
Gotcha.
What we need is several horses and a carriage.
Yeah, Kizdashur just might have those things if you guys, you know, do end up stopping there. But as Soggy just pointed out, you've got a part vampire problem.
We'll just stay on the outskirts of town with
Yeah,
one at a time.
yeah, we'll
And-
just take them to the dive bars.
And what if? I mean, yes,
Well, I
I
mean, like town, you know what I mean? Like, just not really go into town with them. Just kind of have them outside of town, like and then everybody else goes and does their business.
Just
And
leave
then,
them
like,
alone,
you can-
tied up.
No,
we-
like one person stays there, and then like just kind of revolving shifts as to who watches.
Ah, yeah.
and in fact, we could draw straws, and the two players who aren't here tonight could be the ones who get left on guard duty.
Well, that's true. Very,
good
very
idea.
good. Point that Noman could easily be the one to stand guard.
I suppose we could just, yeah, I guess he could just watch him, and then we could go into town.
Is that what you wish to do then?
Yeah, let's see if we can
Okay.
go buy some horses and a carriage.
And
That'll
I
make our
will.
journey much shorter.
I'll leave my cloak draped over Soggy to keep him out of the sun. I won't need it. In fact, having it on may attract more attention than it would avoid in the city.
Kind of. Your elven ears are going to draw quite a crowd if you don't hide them.
This is why I tend to stay to the wilds in these human lands.
Mm-hmm. Humans, man. They never found an animal they couldn't hate.
Well, I guess I could take my cloak and leave my blanket from my bedroll instead.
Okay. So you do make sure that Soggy is comfortable, but you leave your cloak on in order to not draw any further attention to yourself.
Oh, that's right. You're an elf, right?
Yeah,
Oh man, people around here are gonna hate you.
unfortunately, it is something I have had to become accustomed to.
What about me? I mean, I don't look any more or less humanoid than human than you know than
Yeah.
Lorithir does.
Yeah,
I mean, I literally have golden eyes. Like nobody.
but everybody knows that the Asimir are descended from the gods.
Okay.
They're born of angels and celestials and all of that. That's all like good
Okay.
stuff. The elves are empire building, human enslaving jerks.
Wow. The DM said it, not me.
Yeah, and it's rich coming from a human.
Well, but that's the humans are the most close with the dwarves, and there's nobody better at holding a grudge than the dwarves. And the dwarves hate the elves, and the dwarves helped the humans free themselves from the elves, so they all just kind of hate the elves.
Yeah, as I said, I'm accustomed to it, and I've found that killing one or two often doesn't make it any better. So I'm best just staying out of sight.
Oh yeah, no, it's like messing with a fire ant hill. You're just gonna get hurt unnecessarily when you could just walk past. And so that's
I
what
will.
most smart elves tend to do is, keep to the shadows. They're good at blending in when they need to. Most humans aren't going around like inspecting people to see if they're elves. So as long as you don't like start speaking elven or, carry obviously elven things, you're fine.
Well, as we get to town, Nova will enthusiastically and energetically ask as many people as she can see, um, one by one, if need be, where she could buy some horses and a carriage.
All right. Well, first of all, as you ride up on Kizdashur, the first thing that you see is just fields and fields of barley and rye and grains and all kinds of fields planted far and wide all around Kizdashur. This is like the most fertile farmland that Carpathia has to offer is right here, you know, uh, at the foot of Kizdashur, and so this is basically the heart of the Midwest when it comes to Carpathia. This is nothing but farms and corn and wheat and beans, and it's ridiculous the amount of fields that you guys are just riding through as you come up on Kizdashur, and speckled throughout the farmland is little farm huts and even large farm compounds here and there. You guys can see the peasants out in the field toiling away. It is back-breaking labor where they have heavy oxen pulling plows and wagons, as well as horses and all kinds of other farm animals just doing their thing as you guys come up. And then you see Castle Kizdashur, a large, formidable fort that has seen much better days. This castle was built hundreds and hundreds of years ago and was the forward fort during the important, battles against Caldonia before the empire first rose and fell and is now rising again. Um, it is covered in vines that make it appear to just be part of the farmland that closely surrounds it. The fields jut up directly against the side of the castle walls, and there's no guards posted in any of the towers.
That's unusual. Nova, this fort looks undefended.
That is rather unusual. Perhaps everyone is having the day off.
As you come through the fields, the villagers seem not even phased by another traveler just passing through to get to the road and travel on. There is finally a sign of a guard. A man must be in his mid 40s, but this is a medieval society, so he looks like he's in his 60s. Uh, is slumped up against the wall, half asleep, as he holds his spear, his shield lying on the ground next to him.
I will go up to him and ask him where I can buy some horses and a carriage.
Is that now? Oh, yeah, you can keep your horses with the stable hand. He's in the building yonder. He points
Thank you.
yonder.
We'll bow before him. I'll say thank you, and then I'll go over there,
He gives you a quizzical look for
over
bowing to
yonder.
him. Over yonder, you see a collection of buildings: a blacksmith, a potter, some basic um, industries, here, and then you see a long stable that must be what he was referring to.
All right, I'll approach the stable and I'll look around. Do I see anybody who works here at the stable?
Here at the stable, there is two stable hands and a stable master who you cannot see. One of the stable hands, a young, scrawny boy, sees you and runs off before the other one quickly appears. He is a young man of modest, looks and means, um, roughly 5'10", and 200 pounds, nondescript, and he just kind of comes walking around the corner, and says, "Hey."
Hello.
He stares at you awkwardly.
I have my hood up, shadowing my face, and I'm keeping a lookout on the surroundings while I leave Nova to negotiate with the man.
Yes. So you go and parole the perimeter and get a good lay of the land while Nova negotiates.
Would you happen to have some horses and carriage for sale?
Sale. Oh man, you must have money. Uh, there's one horse we've been looking to sell. Uh, the best carriage though is not for sale. So
Well, we aren't looking for your best carriage. Do you have any that you are willing to sell?
I'd sell you this one, but it's my only other carriage.
I'm gonna open up my pocketbook, I guess you'd say, my
Yeah,
coin purse, and like just kind of show it to him. And since I have like over 1,000 gold, I'm just gonna say, "Is this enough? I have a lot of gold I can give you."
yeah. He tells you that he's willing to sell you the horse and the wagon for 150 gold pieces.
So I'll give him 150, and so thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And so you look around and you can tell that this is a very small town. There's a plaza with a town well right in the center. It's a large stone, nice town well, but still, it's a town well right in the center of the plaza of town. And then there's a hill with all of the, like, best houses, and then just a cluster of houses on the lower street after that.
I walk up to Nova and say, "Well, it looks like you were successful. Is there anything else we need, or should we get back to our associates?"
Well, let's see. Do we have enough food?
So luckily, this is a somewhat, um, pass through kind of town where, like, enterprising merchant has set up a shop for adventurers and travelers that need rations and horseshoes and just equipment for the road.
Well, this looks promising. I'll walk up to the stand and say, "Good day, sir.
What's going on?
I'd like to purchase some arrows if you have them, as well as some rations and some hay for our horse here."
Yes, feed, rations. You can find all of that in the wagon out back, and out back there's a covered wagon with just crates and crates of various dried goods for rations and feed, where you can buy as many as you want. And he's like, weapons. You look like someone who needs something especially, uh, you know, made to take down today's dangerous game.
I am a fan of things sharp and deadly. Your eye tells you true.
He says, perhaps you'd be interested in this. And he pulls out 3 arrows. They have a broadhead on them that gleams in the sunlight. He says, these are silvered broadheads, good for taking down lycanthropes and other shape changers and demons. But they also have these, and he pulls out a whole quiver, 20 arrows, serrated steel-tipped arrows that apply the bleeding condition.
I pull out one of the arrows, inspect the fletching closely, run my thumb down the feathers, um, look down the length of the arrow and turn it to see that it's straight. Use the head of the blade to shave some fibers from my glove and say, "These are quite finely made. What do you ask for them?"
Uh, they're 5 times the price of normal arrows. So I think normal arrows are 1 gold piece for 20. I think.
I will take them.
So yeah, and then they apply bleeding damage every time you strike the target. It says 1 gold piece for 20. So yep, 5 gold pieces. That's a hell of a deal.
Done. And what about for the 3 silvered arrows?
So the 3 silvered arrows are 1 gold piece each.
I will take those as well.
And then now you have 3 silver and 20 serrated arrows.
And now then, how much for the feed and for the rations?
That's all just standard price. So rations is 1 gold piece for 10, and feed I thought was 5 copper pieces for 10. I'll double check. Oh no, it's 5 copper pieces per day. Oh right. 1 silver piece per ration, so 1 gold piece per 10. So it's 5 silver pieces for 10 days worth of rations. Feed for your animal.
Got it. And turn to Nova and quietly say, "How long do we think this journey might take us?"
take us more than a few weeks.
All right. And we have room in the wagon, so we might as well buy all the
Kind
food.
of. Well, kind of. I'm gonna hook you up with some feed so that you can see how heavy it is, and then you can decide, you know, if you're going to get more of it. All right, so that's 100 pounds right there for 10 days worth.
10 days of
Hmm.
feed is 100 pounds.
Yes,
And how much can the wagon carry?
200 pounds.
And we need to leave room for our associate.
Soggy's negligible. I mean, he's like 30 pounds, but still.
Right. Well, let's um, buy 15 days of feed then, and hope we find a place to buy more on the way.
All right then.
Okay, so go ahead and change the number to 15, subtract your gold, and there you go.
And I'm sorry, you said it was 5 silver for 10 days?
Yeah, so it would be 5
7.
silver and 25 copper.
Okay.
Or 9 silver and 5 copper, whatever.
Yeah, 7 and 5, right?
Or 7 and 5, right. 7 and 5.
And I will give Nova some gold for part of the cost of the wagon as well. I'd imagine we'll eventually split that 5 ways. Is that fair?
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, we have like a party pool of wealth, correct?
There is money in the pool, I think. Let me check. Yeah, there's like 1,500. Oh no, that's just what you guys have on you. Yeah. Oh, there's 3,000 in the party pool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, don't worry, it's okay. We have more than enough money.
All right, got it. And the feed was cheap, but we can balance that out when the time comes. I'm sure we'll need to be buying more later as well.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to ease of carrying it and all of that.
Wait, we should do this a little bit more precisely, I think. Um, does anyone know have a map or know the distance?
Yeah. Well, to where?
It would be wise for us to calculate, to have an idea of the next location we're going to. So if we need to buy more feed, this way we know to stay in reach of nearby towns instead of winding up on some long road
Well,
and not having any feed for the horses.
you're not going to be able to do that because the world is fractured and coming out of a dark age, and so there's just not enough towns in between here and there to like make sure that you always end up in a town.
We could just buy more when we at the next town we come to, maybe stock back up again.
So if you look at the big map here, when you zoom in, you can see all those dots, but then you can see that there's a whole bunch of space without dots. So right now, you guys are in between Kisden and Carpathia, that gray dot by the hill there. That's Kizdashur where you guys are. You're about to cut through the hills in between the valley, between the two mountains there, the small mountain range and the big mountain range. You're going to cut through the valley there and come out the other side. And you can stop at Victoli there, that next town. But then you're going all the way up through that next set of hills, if you go through that next set of hills, unless you take the road up north and then cut east and back south. But either way, you're going to that dot way on the western side of Caledonia, that big river coming down from Bretonia near the western edge of Caledonia there. There's a dot to the north of where the mouth is, where it springs up on that blue road. Nope.
There.
Over the next one to the right. No, down. The like directly to the right of the one you had circled. If you just keep going to the right. Nope.
Okay.
Go down the road. And then the next one. Down.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Out in the middle of nowhere. That is Iru Moria. No. You must not be able to see it because it's on the blue line. It's like literally on the blue line, halfway in between the river and that gray dot on the northern blue line. Here, I'm just going to circle it.
Yeah, I was like, quit making me guess, man.
It's more fun that way.
Ah, gotcha.
So you guys are headed there. And
So it's in New Eglia?
No, it's in Caledonia. It is way up there. That's the only major temple to Palor that Noman knows about. It's also the grandest temple to Palor in, like, the world.
But it's in the vampire territory, isn't it?
No, that's
No.
Carpathia.
We're in
So-
Kisden.
You're in Carpathia.
Kizdashur, I think, is the name
Yeah.
of the town we're in now, right?
Exactly, Kizdashur.
How, if we were to go this way, how many days travel would that be?
Oh my God, so many. You're going through the hills there first of all, and just to give you a scope of size here, that lake by New Eglia is like the size of one of the Great Lakes.
Is there like I don't know what you'd call them, those little things that allow you to compare size to distance? So we can have an idea how long we're
Yeah,
traveling.
yeah. Here, let me put a grid on it that'll give you guys an idea.
All right, what would every square be?
Okay, so hold on, let me get in here and see, because I know like some of these. Each square is roughly a day.
Okay, so we could.
But that slows down over the rougher terrain. It's a day on the roads.
And from our previous discussion, we decided that we wanted to get out of Carpathia as quickly as possible, right?
Right.
So, in terms of traveling time, is our trip from... Why is that dot so big? Oh well. Like that, and then maybe to here. Would that be faster than trying to follow the roads around? Because we want to spend as little time in this country as we could, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is, the bad guys have like automatic knowledge of um Soggy's whereabouts as being so the villain knows exactly where he is at all times. And if we even try to go through that way, it's like we're almost guaranteed. Even just the last time we even attempted to go through Carpathia, we were attacked by shadow dragons.
Yeah, I remember that, and we want to GTFO.
Yeah,
So
so I mean, if we
there's
have
like the
everything we
two
need, we should
basic
like get out of here.
there's like the two basic routes around Kiz.
And do we know which is faster?
No. But you have two towns to stop in on the southern route, and then you hit the third town up there. Whereas there's only the hills and then the town on the upper route. So you stick to the roads and are relatively safer by taking this route, but then you do leave the roads anyway in order to head through there, because during the great uprising that saw the end of the Caledonian Empire, many of the roads leading from Caledonia to the highway down here by Carpathia were destroyed.
I mean, I'm ready. I say we stop for the night here, and then we get going by morning.
Oh, poor Soggy. So, which route do you think would be best?
And feel free to weigh in here, Hazard. You're a player, whether or not your character can really weigh in. Like the party is more than just in game deciding this. It's an out of game discussion as well.
Yes, I understand that. I just, I'm really lost. I just don't know what to do, because if I remember that during the night, it's more likely trouble will come during the night, specifically those relating to the un, to the certain undead.
Well, of course. That is a 100% guarantee, my friend.
But monsters attack in the day too. It seems like monsters attack every time we try to sleep. And I'm sorry, real quick question here. So we bought a carriage, right?
Yes. Well, it's a wagon,
Okay,
but it's a wagon, but yeah.
it's a wagon. Okay. So well, as far as this goes, it's a car. Oh yeah, wagon. It can carry 400 pounds.
Oh, 400. Oh, good.
So would we like to get more feed than what we have?
By all means, buy as much as you like.
All right, we bought 10 days worth before. I'd like to double that. Let's get 20 days worth.
So should I put the feed on your sheet? Who's getting the feed?
Put it on his
Oh, actually, I'm just
on
going to add
Lilith
it. I'm
here.
just going to add it to the party sheet. That'll make it easy.
Then let's bring this out to Soggy and Noman so that we can get Soggy out of the sun.
Yeah, yeah. You guys, are
And
out there.
vulnerable veins.
Yeah, Soggy is looking at you guys like a popsicle on a hot summer day.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna set up my tent on the wagon, and and then put Soggy in the tent. This way he's like, covered from the sun.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Hey,
Tell
sorry,
Noman that we'll meet. We'll
technical
meet.
difficulties.
Yeah, no worries.
So what's the plan? Do we want to go in the morning or do we want to start in the evening?
Yeah, I mean it's getting near to evening, by the time you guys make it to Kizdisher. I mean
All
not
right. Well, I
not
guess the
quite,
tent will
but
have to
like,
suffice.
you know, it'll be evening soon.
Well, then let's go rent an inn for the evening.
There is no inn in Kizdisher.
All right. I guess we'll just go pack up tent. We're next to Noman and Soggy, next to the wagon.
Okay. You guys sleep out on the outskirts of Kizdisher, alongside one of the, farm stone walls separating one farm from the other, and get your long rest on, and everybody is feeling much refreshed. Soggy continues to look drier and drier day by day.
I keep trying to give him, some water. Um, Not really sure what I could do for him. I can attempt to cast restoration on him.
Yeah. Do you want to cast restoration on him?
I do, but give me a second because I just want to see if it's like if I can cast greater restoration. I'm not sure if it'll make a big difference, but
In the time that I've known Soggy, have I seen that he like regularly spends time in the water or submerges himself every day or something like that?
Oh, for sure. Before he was uh this, he loved the water, but it's not necessarily a case of him being like a caiman and he's drying out because he's not getting in the water enough. Like, this is his skin literally dying.
hmm. I wonder. See, I can. No, yeah, I can cast remove curse, but I'm not sure if I would do anything.
Can I roll to see if I would know anything about vampires to know what if that would help or not?
Yeah, you can roll religion.
Super
Oh
good
yeah,
at that. So
I just remembered something. I have a question. Why haven't we leveled up yet?
Because of encounter balance issue thing that I'm having with where I want you guys to be at a certain point, and so I need you to be one level when you get to one point, and if I level you up now, then it's going to be too long in between levels to when you level up at the next point, and so therefore, for the timing of the story, you guys need to level up like at the end of next session,
Okay.
or like after that, like one or two sessions. Like it'll be quick, but not too quick. It's just I don't want it to be so long in between the next time that you level up and there's a thing happening. So
Okay.
yeah,
Um,
you know that vampirism is a form of curse that was given to the first vampire, and that perhaps remove curse could temporarily at least alleviate some of Soggy's suffering, and if nothing else, uh, it shouldn't hurt.
well then I'm gonna go ahead and cast cure curse,
Yeah,
remove curse or what
yeah.
have you.
So you spend one of your spell slots to cast Remove Curse, and your hand begins to glow as it touches Soggy. Soggy, it feels as though Nova is touching you with a hot iron and burning your flesh.
And that point, he's like,
You watch as Soggy writhes and screams and passes out from the pain. You can't.
I'll cast calm emotions.
Well, you can't do that while still, having the effects of the remove curse going on. So as the remove curse is happening, as you hold your hands on him and he writhes and passes out from the pain, you're unsure what, if any, effect that had on his state, but it certainly seemed to hurt.
All right, I'm gonna
Do you
cast
still want to cast calm
divination.
emotions now that he's passed out?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast divination,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ask my god how I might be able to uh relieve him of his symptoms.
Okay.
That'll keep him from turning into a vampire, of
Yep.
course.
So that is a ritual that you prepare, and you have to get out all of your holy implements and prayer book and everything, and you go to cast divination, and there's this massive, ritual involved where you're drawing these sigils on the ground in holy oil and setting them on fire, and the fire burns holy white, but there's no like fire to it, and this whole ritual goes on, and then you get doo doo doo. The deity you have dialed cannot be reached. Please try your call again. In other words, there is nothing on the other end.
That is strange. It sounded like I was talking to a warforged.
Yeah. Uh, and as there is nothing on the other end. You become panicked and confused. This spell is supposed to allow you to commune with the gods. Suddenly, a faint holographic like image of a solar appears. A booming voice inside your head demands to know why he has been summoned.
My friend has been inflicted with vampirism and is turning. I am on my way to the domed temple in Caldonia to heal him, but his symptoms are worsening as with every day that we travel. Is Please, is there anything you can do to help him? Any way that we can relieve his symptoms?
He becomes enraged that he has been summoned for the affairs of mortals, and tells you that all of you are insects, and that you
This is
know,
a solar? Are you
yeah,
sure we didn't
a-
say it sounds like we summoned a demon lord?
and he tells you that if your friend uh, you know does turn, that if you wish to prove yourself, you have to destroy him. Otherwise, you're no better than the rest of these insects.
I have to I'd have to destroy him?
That is your duty if you wish to serve Lord Paylor.
I'll just look down and be silent. Like,
And you know, he turns and he looks and he's like, unless you wish me to do the deed for you.
no, please. It's my responsibility.
Then bother me not again. And he slams his sword down into the ground, and white holy fire erupts all around him and burns away the holographic image until there's nothing left.
Well then, shall we be off?
My friend, you look shaken. Is everything all right?
Oh, by the way, nobody could see that but Nova.
He assumed.
I mean, you saw her doing the ritual, and you saw, all the other stuff, but then it just was like in her head.
And then the color drained from her face.
Yep.
This is weird because this divination does say it's a ritual, but it has a casting time of 1 action. Its duration is instantaneous.
Yeah, I like to draw with the ritual a little, though.
Oh, nothing is wrong. Everything is perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about here.
Insight check. I give Nova a long, steady look and say, well, if you say so. Should you need anything, please know that I'm here for you. And I give her the space it seems she needs.
Well, after we rest at the inn, we should probably get going as soon as we can. Oh
Well,
no,
not
no,
at
wait,
the
that's right.
end,
There's no
yeah,
inn.
but right.
We were just resting here. That's right. Okay, so we rested. We're up. We did our morning stuff and jigs, and now we're off.
Yes, but which way?
Northwest.
So you take the gap through the mountain valleys and the hills. There's a lot of hill dwarves that live in these hills. Uh, little hill dwarf communities here and there, and Craven seems reluctant to rejoin with his people, almost like he's a hermit for a reason.
Would Craven have argued that we go the other route?
No, but he just doesn't want to stop at any of these places. You guys see like all these places, and you're like, oh, we could stop here in this hill dwarf village, and he's like, no.
I agree with Craven. We should get out of this land as soon as possible.
And you're heading to the temple.
Yes.
And so as you guys are passing through the rocky terrain, uh, it's going to look like you're going the wrong way on this map, but don't worry about that. It's just part of the terrain.
Hey, wait a second. Do you think that that dwarven town might have carriages? You see, the
But
difference. Okay.
they might have like small wagons, but not like carriages.
You see, because what I'm thinking is, if we all get a carriage, right, and then we could have Noman ride us all the way there, since he doesn't really need to rest.
Well, I
Right.
think we took the not roadway, right? So I think
Right.
maybe more wheeled vehicles could just slow us down more than help us.
Okay.
So
Then again, I'm always more comfortable under the sky rather than in the back of a creaking wagon. So that could color my perspective.
as you guys are making your way through the hills, you spot a Goliath in dark armor, and he is running for his life.
Head for the hills! Run! It's coming!
Yes, and so he comes running up towards you guys, telling you guys that you all need to run.
Head for the hills. We're in the hills.
These are literally the hills.
You know what I meant! Something terrible is coming! You all need to run!
I'm going to roll insight again. I don't know who this is. Does this seem like a trap? Does it seem like a setup?
It seems as though he's scared for his life and being chased by some sort of dread, predator or monster of some kind.
In that case, I will take up position, draw my bow, raise my hood, and I will run with the group, but I will be the one in the back and keep a lookout.
Suddenly, you see what it was that he was running from. A pack of red drakes comes tearing out of the foothills.
This isn't my first time facing against these drakes.
Today.
Yeah.
Are there? I lost my map when I had to reload.
Oh,
In my travels, would I have encountered Goliaths before?
uh, possibly, though unlikely.
Okay.
I mean, it's certainly possible. I just wouldn't count on it.
Hey, DM, could you take a look at this? It looks like some of my spells are just like bananas. I don't really know what I'm looking at. Like, I didn't prepare. I haven't prepared bestow curse, and there's like a bunch of like buttons next to it. And
The buttons are just for what can all happen and everything, but it's not prepared as you can see. So yeah, bestow curse just has a bunch of different things that can happen. That's why there's all the buttons there.
okay.
Basically, don't worry about the buttons unless you're casting a spell.
All right. What do we do? Do we roll for initiative?
Yeah, you guys roll for initiative, and you guys have to make it to the bottom of the map. So just running off the map to the top isn't going to help you. All right. Qualan.
That sure is quite a lot of them.
You think I don't know?
You know what?
I
I
just-
say we get him in the wagon and we just take off. Oh, that's right. It's just a little cart.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a little wagon. Okay, yeah.
It's just a wagon.
And do the rest of us have horses, or are we all
No.
walking?
No, you only have one horse from Noman and one horse pulling the wagon, so you guys are well, now both horses pull the wagon, but still.
Qualon looks at the two and says,
Didn't you hear me already? I said you.
Yeah, we're running.
and he sort of says,
This way, this way!
Isn't that the opposite way that we're trying to go?
Yes.
Would
I thought they were trying to run away from the.
Well, you certainly can, but in the meantime, they are. That's not the way you're going. You guys are going the other way, so you gotta.
but also like if we're gonna escape that way, there's not very far before we run out of map, right? So
Well, that's why I put you on that part of the map, was because like that's not the way you're going. I mean, I could have started you like where they are and them where you are, and then had them chase you that way or whatever. But you know,
I guess what I mean, I get that idea. I think that the southwest corner of the map is the only escape. If we can get there, we can get off.
Yep.
Right. Just is when Quollen is pointing in the wrong direction, is that because Hazard was confused about the situation, or because Quollen is saying to run the wrong way?
Right. That's a question for you, Hazard.
I was sort of confused. Like,
Okay.
was I running the wrong way?
Yes.
Okay, so Quan is going to start running.
Yep.
How far can I go normally?
Because of map
What's your movement speed?
limitations, you move just one movement.
But how many feet? Like, how many squares?
That'd be 6 squares.
So I'm going to use my action to sort of like move twice as much.
Nope. Just one movement because of map limitations. Everybody's restricted to one movement this round.
Like this?
No, you can move up to 6 squares.
He's saying we're not allowed to sprint.
Correct.
Okay, 6 squares.
There you go.
And Quorlan is just saying,
This way, this way!
The red guard drake leaps out at Quallen and attacks him.
Oh my!
The next one rushes out in front of him, but cannot attack.
Wait, did it sprint?
Yeah. You guys aren't allowed to sprint. I still can.
So I'll run over behind this hill, and I'd like to try to hide.
That's rough terrain, so you actually wouldn't be able to make it that far.
Just
Is there
you
a
know
way
what?
to
If you
reset
want to do
the
that,
movement?
if you want to do that, on wait till my turn, which is next, and I'll cast freedom of movement on you, and you'll be able to basically walk over whatever you want.
Okay. Is there a way to reset the movement to clear
Yep.
that? But no way for me to do it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then I will go here. Okay, I'm trying to. Will I be? So then I have. That would be double, right?
Yes.
Would be the end of my movement. Can I see them from here?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that, and I'll hide when I'm behind the hills.
Okay.
And then when I pop up, I will take a shot after I drag all of these things back onto my bar.
Okay. Oh, by the way, these things look like miniature red dragons without the wings, complete with the frilled, uh, crested manes around their black horns and their pointy snouts. They have a intelligence behind their eyes that betrays their cunning and intellect, and they're basically like small dragons, but it's every hero's rite of passage to have killed a drake, to have gone on a dragon slaying quest and have killed a drake. Of
And I
course, you
will.
guys have faced mightier than that, but now you're facing an entire pack of drakes.
Yeah, there's a gang of them. I'd like to use one of my new bleeding arrows.
Yes.
Is that a status thing that I apply, or do I just let you know that I'm using one of those instead?
Yeah, so let me quickly give you your arrows. I don't know for 100% fact that I can make them the right way, but hopefully. Okay, so we give you arrows. Oh, you have them right there? Cool. And then I should be able to go to effect features. Oh, nope, because those don't show up under your weapons. So I need a separate weapon for the arrows of bleeding. Okay, so add weapon. And then let's see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail things. I can just use the regular arrows for now.
No, it's okay. I should be able to get this pretty quickly. I just need to see if it'll apply correctly. Alright, so I got all of that, and then... Well, never mind. I have to do it this way anyway. Okay, that should work. Okay, so you have your weapon for, being able to keep track of the 20 of them there. And then also you have an effect down below all of that under equipment where you can apply the ongoing damage once you've hit a target.
Got it. And so after I rolled a hit, then I apply that and roll damage?
Yes.
And do I roll damage? Do I use that other weapon for rolling damage?
You can, whatever. I just put it there so that you could keep track of the 20. You can roll it or not or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's all the same damage.
I hit, so now I'm going to apply that effect and then roll damage.
Wait, you didn't hit, and you're applying it to yourself.
Oh, okay. So I gotcha. I apply it to them, not me. And
Yep.
you're right. I haven't even rolled the hit yet. Sorry.
It's okay. Hey, that's why we roll.
And now add the effect to the target.
Yes, but first roll your damage.
All right.
Oh man, look at all that damage. And it fails its system shock save and drops to 0 as your arrow pierces right into its lungs and takes it out of the fight with one shot.
And Qualan, sort of like raising an eyebrow, says,
Well, that certainly is impressive.
I raise my bow and say cheers to him, and then that's the end of my turn. And Nova, I love the idea of not being bothered by difficult terrain, but it might be more important to get it on you first.
Oh, why's that?
Oh, just so you can get away from the giant pack of drakes up there.
I don't know if casting freedom of movement is. It's like rough terrain for you because you're climbing up on those mountainous.
Yeah, in
those
order to
rocks.
be able to keep your distance and all of that. I see what he's saying with the freedom of movement being good for you, but for him, I bet you he's thinking that there's like, some protection spells or, the spirit guardians or something that's gonna.
Well, the DM said that we can't sprint
Yeah, no
because of
sprinting,
map
just because the
limitations. So freedom of
yeah.
movement's not going to do anything.
Well, I think it would have the same value for you that it would have for me, in that it would mean that you could ignore terrain to like path yourself. But also, I hear what you're saying. Like, you're not going to be able to book it and just like run right off the map. So maybe not.
I mean, I can just transform and fly.
Well,
Like,
that
I
seems
don't
like a
care
nice
about
thing to be
terrain.
able to do. Yeah, I hear you. I appreciate the idea. If you could fit it in there, by all means.
The thing is you seem to have gotten yourself on a good position without the need of freedom of movement. So should I even go over there and cast it on you?
Oh, is it touch only? Is it touch range?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I have it, I can just run through these hills, like on my turn, moving full distance and kind of popping out to shoot kind of thing. If I don't have it, I'll have to be more careful about how I move, and I won't be able to cover as much
Well,
ground. But
you just stand on the highest like rock and then just like rain arrows down on them.
yeah, I wasn't sure if we were going to try to book it or if we're just going to stick around and kill them all.
We're not gonna be able to book it with all 8 of them, and they're able to sprint and we can't. So
But with them sprinting, they're only able to get in your way. They're not able to attack also, so. And I count 7.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you. I don't think it's the top priority, and I'm sure you have other spells that will be more effective.
and this is out of character, right? Because like Nova would rather run, but there's really no other way out of the situation. Like Kuola's right there. He's already got like one on top of him. So I think our best bet is for you to try to get as high as you can, and then I'll make sure that he's healed
Gotcha.
and try to keep ourselves alive.
Sounds good to me.
I'll run up to Kuola.
QAOLOLA.
And Hazard, how is that name pronounced?
Colon.
Kuolon.
He'll get
Yeah.
a chance to introduce himself after the battle. Right now, you just know that there's some Goliath who's running through the mountains being chased by drakes, and now you guys are dealing with drakes.
And Colon, will you describe like how you're equipped, what you're wearing? We can see you, right? So I'd love to hear your description of what he looks like.
Yeah, what do you look like, Hazard? You got heavy armor. Are you running around bashing things in the head with a rock? What's up?
Hazard? You there, buddy?
And Quan says, "Thank you. This really means well with me."
So he does indeed have, some heavy-looking armor with dark etchings all on it. It seems to have been dyed as well with a deep purple. And Quallen, do you want to describe yourself for these guys quick?
Of course, as you'll see with Qualan, he's a lot like most Goliaths. Very tall, very pale, but with Qualan, it's always you get the feeling that he's in this dying state, like he's rotting away somehow, and just feels like he's like a shell of his former self.
That's a lot to take in from some guy who was just like running at and screaming, "Run!"
Yes,
I think
but
more
when
what we're
you
asking
get a
for is
closer
like,
look,
what do you look like? What are you wearing? What kind of weapon are you using?
I'm wearing heavy armor, as said by the DM, but I also carry around this pike that has this sort of like elk-like design to it, along with a shield that seems to be like like a petrified wood. Nothing magical, but certainly is sort of a mystical, nature-like being.
Hmm. That should have worked. I don't know why when you applied the effect. Uh. Oh wait, no, you didn't. Okay, so I want you to go to aid and apply the healing 15 to you and Quallen because you cast aid on both of you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now where under aid, yes. But you got to do that while targeting you guys. Damn straight that worked. Huh, it didn't do it to Quallen?
Pronounce Qualan.
That is odd.
Yeah, that's weird. Can't just change your thing to 53.
Yeah, I got it. Hold on.
Well, not 53. It's 63.
I'm gonna make sure that this gets fixed, but for now, there, that worked. Now you both are plus 15 max HP, and the next Gardrake comes running out, and he leaps around behind Quallen and Nova.
This is getting hairy.
They start to surround you, Quallen.
Indeed.
Where is Salmon?
Salmon seems to have disappeared as Soggy is no longer able to care for him.
I thought folks like you know who, like
Yeah, but Salmon didn't care for them. He cared for Soggy. And now that Soggy's no longer able to care for him, he's, big enough to go out on his own, so he did.
oof.
Yeah, I know that one hurts.
Yeah. Qualan sort of pulling out his.
Well, where's the snake?
His snake is by him constantly, but like he looks very sick too.
Ah,
Using my bonus action, I'm going to.
Because that's a familiar, so that's bonded to him magically.
Yeah. Qualan is going to imbue his magic, his spear with his pike with magic from nature. Wait, that wasn't it.
Nope, not yet.
I was trying to.
Yeah, but yeah, now you should always roll. Oh no, I don't think you need to roll to attack first. I think you're fine.
oh, what class did you go with? There,
He's a
Hazard?
paladin.
He's a paladin. Oh, paladin of the ancients, I think.
Yes.
So summoning your thunderous smite into your pike, you can feel it crackling with energy.
And I stab it at the nearest guard, Red Drake.
Oh man, you were supposed to get an attack of opportunity against one of these guys when they charged in on you, thanks to having your
Warcaster?
polearm master.
Yeah.
Oh, Polar Master.
So
Oh man.
make another attack against one of them after this. So you hit the one, dealing moderate damage. Now make an attack against any one of them for charging in on you. And then I forget, do you get 2 attacks per turn?
What?
I forget, do you get 2 attacks per turn?
By this level, he
it's-
should.
I thought he did, but
Yeah, I think paladins get that at level 5.
oh yeah, okay. So yep, extra attack. So you get to make one more attack.
Using my pike.
Using your pike. Oh, you miss. You whirl around with your blade, stabbing at the dragons as they charge in at you, keeping them at bay, but you miss on the last one.
Now it's prone, right?
Yes. The one that you hit first is now prone. So go ahead and put the prone on it.
Yep. And Quran says, "The beauty of nature shall smite you."
And then this one tries to bite you. And whips you with its tail, but your armor deflects the blow.
I'll duck down behind the ridge and try to hide.
You did really well.
I'll pop out and... Okay, so that one's prone. I'm not going to shoot at that one. I will... aim at the next one that looks injured.
Failing its system shock, you once again drop another of the dragons with a single arrow to the ribs.
I need to stop shooting the bleeding arrows at these guys. There's not much left to bleed when they're after the first hit.
Yeah, but it looks cool.
All right, I'm going to use Radiant Soul. Then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
And Kualan is sort of surprised as you start to change into your radiant form, and he says to himself, "Are you an Asimar?"
That I am.
In all my years, I never thought I'd meet one.
No. All right, then I will fly straight up.
They snap and bite at you as you try to fly past them.
They'll have to roll against a 15 will save in order to hit me.
So that is going to be 1, 4, 5, and 8. So go ahead and target 1, 4, 5, and 8, and then roll the save. Or here, actually. Oh, you got it. Okay. I was going to say I can just do it quick. And 8 behind you. Just below Qualin there. Yeah, there we go. And then go ahead and roll the save. Yep. Fail, success, fail, fail. So, red number 5 gets to attack you.
He can attempt to attack me.
Yeah, he gets to attempt to attack you. He tries to bite at you, but you're too swift as your powerful glowing wings lift you off of the ground into the air.
Sanctuary is a neat spell. And then I'm gonna fly directly. I'm gonna fly like kind of up, and then kind of be above Quolon.
Okay. I'm going to put you half. So, yeah.
Yep. So I'm directly above him, and that will be my turn.
Okay. All of the drakes unleash their fury upon Quallin. They whip at you with their tails, but you deflect their blows with your pike, spinning and twirling around as each new dragon tries to attack you. This one stands up from prone. And attacks with advantage. But still, you deflect its tail whip.
Hacha! Urtiga!
Number 4 steps in over here and attacks with flanking. One of them finally gets their tail whip through. You're starting to take a lot of damage.
Indeed.
You are critically wounded as they bite down on you. He tail whips you and you can feel yourself clinging to life.
And Quallon sort of mumbles,
No, not here.
and he's going to try and heal himself with lay on hands.
Yes, indeed. How many points are you going to spend? All 40?
40.
All right. So all you have to do is under your lay on hands there, you'll see.
I accidentally healed the Drake.
Oh no, don't do that. 16 points. Okay, I'll take that off of the Drake. Yeah, don't be healing the Drake.
Yeah. Quallon sort of praying to the ancient earth. His body soon starts, as you soon notice, his wounds begin to heal, but you notice that some wounds aren't closing. This is a detail to note for both Lothier and Nova.
Yes. All right. Unfortunately, with no other targets right now, they continue to unleash on you.
It's a good thing I made him a tank.
Oh, wait. What are you doing? Lay on hands is just a bonus action, isn't it?
No, it's an action.
It's an action? Oh, no. All right. So, yeah, then I guess.
I can use another action to attack though.
How?
Like since I can attack twice and
That
such.
you'd have to attack, and then you get to attack twice.
Yeah, it's
Well,
an extra attack, so
Yeah.
it's like a 1-2 combo. It's not like you can say you do this or that. It has to. You can either attack or you can do other things.
Correct.
understood.
Lorathier.
One more time, I duck behind the ridge of the hill and come out low with an arrow knocked to the string.
Taking careful aim, you strike the next guard drake.
Draw back the arrow, let it fly, and
Watch it die.
grimly smile as its corpse collapses to the ground.
Or cast Shield of Faith on Kulan. One moment, please. And then I will use one of my channel divinities. One second, I'm looking at my abilities if I can do this. All right, it's not there.
What are you trying to do?
Channel divinity, preserve life.
Yep, that's up under your channel divinity there. And then all you have to do is use the healing for whatever, amount.
Where's my channel divinity? I'm not seeing that.
Up at the top.
Aha.
So depending on how much life, because you can use it to divide up 40 life. So
Oh, wait a second. I can only heal him up to half of his max HP. So I can only take him
yeah.
up to 31.
Yeah, hold on.
Or did he already have less HP than that? Like, excuse me, did he already have like more? Because he had wounds of 24. I'm sorry if I'm being bad at math here, but it's was he at less than half of his max HP?
He was at less than max, yes.
Okay, well I'm gonna heal him up to exactly half of his max.
That's 7.
All right.
There you go. The guard drake attacks him. Your shield of faith protects him as the dragons continue to assault him. It is a critical hit that has critically wounded critical Quolan. Quolan goes down as the dragons tear into his body. This one tries to bite him some more. But he can't get through his armor. Quolan succeeds on his first death save, but the drake tries to bite him and tear into his flesh. Lorithir.
Yeah, sorry. I will. Seeing Quolan go down, I will stow my bow and move to here, and then to there. And then I'll shout, "Ha! At me! At me, you beasts!" as I attack the guard drakes with my sword.
Okay. Oh, you forgot the target, but that does
Whoops.
indeed hit.
All right.
You're still going to want a target.
Yeah, working on it.
No sneak attack because Nova is not providing the bonus by being up in the air.
Yeah, and I didn't hide. I just ran down yelling, so I assumed sneak attack was out of.
Yep.
And I guess as a don't really have anything I can do as a bonus action, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Nova's healing hand reaches down and touches Quallin. But now, of course, you're back in the threatened squares of the Drakes.
All right, I'll fly back up.
They all are going to attack you.
Alrighty.
Okay. So go ahead and target all enemies. Or here, I can actually. Yeah, you got it. All right, and then roll their saves to see if they can get through. Except for number 5 already made his, so he's fine.
Oops. Oh, I hope I didn't just cast Station. I think I did. All right, so 2 try to hit me.
All right. But 5 had already succeeded, so. Oh, but it succeeded again, so 5 and 2. Cool. And 4. 5, 2, and 4. One of them bites you. You succeed on your concentration check. All right. And then now that has happened, they all start to gang up on Lorithir. Except for this one moves here and gets advantage.
He acquires an attack of opportunity from me.
He does. Oh no, you flew up because you just got attacked.
Mm.
Oh, how was that not targeting? But I assume that misses.
It does.
Oh, wrong guard, Drake? Wrong guard, Drake. This one. And then this one moves around to attack you. As it smacks you around with its tail and bites into you.
How's it reaching me?
It wasn't attacking you. Oh, why did it say you? That was supposed to be against Lorithir.
The 8 misses, the 17 would hit.
Oh, okay. Okay, and now his tail smacks you. And then I move and get advantage.
And I will use... Oh, wait, do I have that yet?
He critically whips you with his tail, dealing heavy damage. What do you want to use?
Oh, I was going to use... what's it called? Uncanny Dodge, I think, to take half damage from one of those attacks.
Ah. Okay.
And I would suggest using that on the critical hit.
Well, the one I was trying to get it out after the bite up there.
Which would have actually been more damage, so yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 less damage. Got it.
Yep.
All right. And then Qualan, you are back up to health but still prone as Nova heals you.
Back in the fight. And he just sort of stands up and he's going to attack the Drake that doesn't have Sanctuary on it.
Okay. Oh, you're targeting yourself. Hold on. There you go. You stab into the Drake, dealing a moderate amount of damage. But you, you knock it prone. It is now heavily wounded as your pike pierces it again and again. The guard Drake attacks you.
Of course, it's going to need to get through Sanctuary.
They don't actually have Sanctuary casted on them. This is the oopsie for me. I still had them targeted when I casted it on myself.
I'll be taking it off of them as we go through. So, I hit you and deal critical damage to you and attack you again.
They all use their reactions, right?
Yes, except for nope, all of them.
Okay. And I will...
Yep. Nova went, and then, yeah, so all of them used their reactions when Nova went, but then that means that now 8, 2, 4, and 5 all just reset. So do you want to take that back?
Yeah. Actually, I won't. I will use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And move there. I was hoping to have the bonus action left, but if they have their reactions, then I'll use it on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, but 8, 2, 4, and 5 just had their turns, so yeah.
Like, it hasn't been any of their turns since they... So are you having
when
reactions
Nova
reset at the top of the round?
when when Nova moved, they used their reactions.
Right.
All of them didn't have a reaction. Then
Right.
Nova's turn ends, and it's Gardrake's 8's turn. Now he's got his reactions again.
Gotcha.
Then it's
Okay.
2, 4, 5. They all get their reactions.
I got it.
Yep. Oh, and 6. Damn, every single one of them reset by your turn. Yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, that's just, how it goes. Sorry. You do manage to strike him with your rapier, though. If you can't beat him, stab him. It is critically wounded as you drive your rapier through a weak spot in his scaled armor. He has scales almost as hard as a dragon's, but not quite.
And that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, so I drop Shield of Faith, and I cast Beacon of Hope on the.
Okay, so you no longer have Shield of Faith up on Quallen. Got it.
Yep.
And Gardrake number 8 is going to attack Quallen. His sharp, dragon-like fangs snap at you.
Of course it is, because they especially love Goliath meat.
It's true. You guys come into conflict quite often because you live in the same area. He knocks you down again. Hey, where are you going? Get back here. And it bites your freaking hand off. As the dragon lunges up and grabs at you, you instinctively raise your arm and lose your left hand to the beast.
What the fuck?
Well, you're not the first one to lose body parts.
Can't really be an archer without both hands.
Well, at least it's your left one, so you could maybe get like a prosthetic that like holds the bow steady. And this one bites at you. And this one. Quallen succeeds on his death saving throw, but you can see him cough up some blood.
I still want want to uncanny dodge that last one. It's only
Okay.
3 hit points, but I need him.
Uncanny dodging it up. And this one bites at Quallen, trying to rip chunks of his flesh out.
I'm pretty sure Quallen just died.
Nope. It'd say it.
Okay.
Bleeding from your stump that used to be your left hand. You raise your rapier. What do?
I stab the injured one, the one with the lowest health. And oh yeah, I don't have sneak attack, so I'll just do the damage. What are the... And then I will disengage. Yeah, I was wondering where these guys were. Like, remember, we have friends?
Yeah, they're coming. Your friends finally make it off the wagon to come and help you. And Noman's going to get his turn right away. So he just rushes in to try and get them off of Quallen because Nova's still there. Oh, miss. All right. And now, Lorithir, is that your turn?
Yep.
It's actually 18 for the both of you, not 16.
Why is that?
Uh, Beacon of Hope is up, so it maximizes it.
Ah, yes. Excellent. 2 more points each. Thank you. All right, Guard Drake number 8 is going to circle around and attack Noman. Noman. Craven lets him have it with his Thorn Whip. As his viney, spiky whip wraps around the dragon, he drags it back off of Noman in order to prevent him from giving the other one advantage. Just in time. Noman strikes back, but first pivots over to here in order to get into a position to be able to flank. Not yet, but, hopefully. Striking twice at the dragon with his bladed arm, Noman drives back the beast. Quallen, you're prone.
I get up.
Yeah, you do. Stabbing at the dragon that is attacking you, you lightly damage it as your pike
Oh,
bounces
to
off
roll
of its
straight.
scales.
Good.
And it is now prone. Don't forget to apply the prone. Oh, you already did. Okay, good. And you stab into it once it's on the ground, trying to finish it off. It stands up from prone, though. It's like, no, I don't want to be on the ground. And tries to bite at you. But first, it moves over here so that it's flanking you. It critically bites you, dealing 12 damage, and you lose a finger.
And he sort of mumbles to himself, "Damn, not another finger."
He just bites one of them right off. Just. Argh. These guys are taking their pound of flesh from you. It's been a while since I had an encounter that was this, maiming and gory. I mean, I've had encounters that were near TPKs where people didn't lose a hand and some fingers.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So you stab into the next dragon using Noman's teamwork to finish it off.
And bonus action, I can't do that. So I guess that's it. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. By the way, I just had to kind of prove to myself that this encounter was balanced if the party was here. Like, now that you have the full party, it's not even a challenge.
Well, yeah, we killed a bunch of them first.
Damn it! Did not mean to heal.
Who's got to get wounded? Oh, you were already at full health, though, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that to Quolon. And it should be 8, 16, 24.
So 33, so 6 more?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Nova, like a flying golden glowing angel, just continuously allows her beams of healing light to rise, Quallen again and again. The dragon lashes out against Craven. Craven decides not to take a step back and instead casts Healing Word at Lorithir.
Screw Healing Word. Does he have Healing Hand?
No, no healing hand. Okay, and then that should be 4. So all right, so you are going to get back, and then he gets max healing, right? Nova, because of Beacon of Hope being active.
Yep.
Okay, it's not just yours; it's any healing spell, right?
Yes. Any healing spell.
Okay.
And they also have bonuses on wisdom and death saving throws.
So that's 9 more points. All right, there you go. So, and that was a bonus action. So then I use my action to disengage and come over by you, which I'm just realizing means I could have cast Cure Wounds on you. Sorry, it's my first day as a druid. I attack Quallen. All right, you guys got this again. I'm gonna go into dodge mode and just try to keep them off of you a little. It is critically wounded as you stab it with your pike.
Indeed, and I also make sure to keep it down.
You don't have Thunderous Smite anymore because you lost your concentration.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Because you got knocked down. So. Just letting you know.
All right.
They double team you and whip you with their tails and bite at you, trying to knock you down again.
Disengage and then move to oppose Quolan.
You actually don't have to disengage.
I would be moving through melee range with them.
Yeah, you would have to move through 5 space, so yeah, I guess in that instance. But you weren't engaged to begin with, so.
There isn't a whole lot else I can do with my bonus action right now anyway, so.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. Just, making it clear that you weren't engaged at first, then you were engaged, then you would have to disengage and finish your movement. Just that we're correct on the steps here. You stab the dragon that has been given Quallen problems. Well, that was weird.
I didn't target again.
29 damage finishes the dragon off.
Again, I think that's 33.
33. Got it. 13 more. Done. Quellen is almost back up to what passes for full health for him. This guard Drake is going to disengage and move down here by Lorathir. Craven and Noman are just going to dodge and sit this one out. This guard Drake continues to attack Quallen.
God, I hope we don't have to go kill a Minotaur for its hands or some nonsense.
Right?
Trust me, he's already lost some digits.
Yeah, it's unfortunately that you lost a finger, which I intend on doing something about. But if I can't get Lorathir's hand back, he's not going to be a very good archer.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
So, as an extra insult to injury, he just bought a bunch of arrows. But yeah, so I'm gonna use a medicine check. Maybe I can get that back on there. I mean, I do have the healer feat, so
Did anybody put it on ice?
we have to find it first too. It's
yeah, we
probably
gotta-
like one of their mouths.
Yeah, we gotta dig it out of somebody's stomach first. Disengage.
And I'm sure it's not mangled as he ripped it off of your.
It's a very clean cut. Their teeth are sharp.
Their teeth are sharp. I'm not saying that, but
Either that or you wait till level 11, or when we get to this place we're going, and maybe somebody will cast Regenerate on you.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. I mean, I'm definitely going to be role playing, being deeply disappointed in the thing, but we'll solve it.
right. That's the part of the whole quest of the game is like the hero's journey. If it's just an upward trajectory, like that's no fun.
What I really need
Is to remember to
is
target.
Target, man.
He has 1 hit point left after that 18 damage. So you almost finish the Drake off. As you stab close to it, it turns and looks at you, and you can tell that it's about to attack you with its last act on this earth.
I'm going to put my other arm down its throat, see if I can pull my hand out.
I like how Noman and Craven are just kind of sideline watching.
Should be 24.
All right, five more.
5 more.
Which is exactly full. With his last chance to get advantage, Guard Drake number 8 attacks Quillen. I said last chance to get advantage. And I would attack Quillen with advantage, but I promised Lorithir a good fonging, so... Oh, that would have been sweet if that was a 20. I mean, it wouldn't have done much at this point, but just, to go out like that.
Qualon is going to sort of like imbuing his powers into the spike. He stabs at the Drake again.
Finishing it off as Lorithir clings to it.
And then he turns to strike at the other. Stabbing it right in through the shoulder.
That is a hit. Don't forget to target when you damage.
God damn. Been playing on Roll20 for too long.
Everyone has. Nah, I'm just kidding. I ain't bitter.
I hate some bitterness.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool if...
You spitting red hot lemons right now. That's what you're doing.
So he's heavily damaged as you stab into him as you and Quillen team up on the last dragon. And what did Bruce Lee ever do to you?
I'm gonna look for this dude's hand, I guess.
Yeah, okay, roll investigate as you start scouring the battlefield for his hand. You don't see it. Doesn't
Cool.
mean it's not here. You just don't see it right now. Like you're trying to look in the middle of the battle still. So like this 6 seconds, you don't
No, it's
just
fine.
see it laying there. The dragon just goes off on Quellen, ripping and tearing at him, trying to finish him. Are you guys gonna be okay? Do I need to get involved?
It would be nice if you helped us, Noman.
Quolan just sort of coughs as he says, I think we're almost done with this one.
Oh man, you strike him once. You strike him twice. He's critically wounded. Lorthier.
I dart back and then lunge forward again with a vicious thrust.
Your blade strikes true as you stab into the dragon. Finishing it off, you drive your blade up through its throat and into its skull, killing the last of the drakes. You guys, have a moment to breathe and recoup, and then the rest of the session is going to be you having time to role play and get to know each other's characters as you travel along the road. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, we make camp and all of that because you're going to be traveling for a couple of days. So you can do the immediate aftermath of the battle role play, and then the rest of the session is just whatever information you guys start conveying to each other over the next few days as you continue your your travels to Irio Moria.
When the last of the drakes dies, I collapse to my knees. My sword slips from my hand, and I grasp the stump of my left hand, and the shock and horror of the situation overwhelms me, and I'm unable to speak.
Quolan sort of looks to this 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 stranger and says, ugh, loss of limb.
What's your hit die, Lorthier?
Say again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What hit die? What's your amount of hit dice? And yeah.
I have level 8, so I have 8 hit dice.
Okay, 1 second. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. I'm gonna use the healer feat as an action. I'm gonna spend 1 use of my healer's kit to tend to a creature and heal 1d4 plus 6 hit points, plus a number of hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit die. So 1 second. All right. Okay.
Yeah, but again, you can do all of your healing, but you can just do it role play wise because you guys are gonna get a full rest.
Well, I sew him up and heal him for, let's see,
As
7.
I was sorry.
Yeah,
No,
I
please
sew him up.
go ahead. Again, we don't need to worry about the bookkeeping of the hit points because you guys are going to be fully reset by the time we reconvene. So,
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
use cure wounds on him. What I'm trying to do is put his hand back on.
yeah, unfortunately, you still haven't found it, and you know,
Okay, so yeah, I'll hold up until we find it.
it's remains to be seen whether any of these spells would work. Uh, Quallen, what are you doing? Go ahead, role play it out, man.
Colin sort of notices the strangers. There's sort of grasping at straws when noticed that his hand is missing. He says, "Ugh, the loss of limb. I know that shock quite well." And he just sort of looks to Lothier and sort of like a knowing pity, and puts a shoulder on the elf's shoulder. It truly is a horrible thing to experience.
Yes, yes, this is nice. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you, but we have to find his hand as soon as humanly possible.
And
Ugh.
that snaps Lorthier out of the fog a bit, and he gets up and stumbles around, cutting open the drakes.
Yeah, so
Uh,
everybody can roll for investigation to try and find the hand. So Nova, you do indeed find it. It is mangled beyond recognition, and one of the fingers is completely missing, and another one is cut off halfway down the knuckle. But it is his hand.
All right, so let me just roll for medicine and see. I don't know what I could if what the DM says if I could do anything with this. All right, like how is my medical skills able to do anything for this? Hello, can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
yeah, we can hear you.
Maybe he went AFK for a
Oh
second.
yeah. I was listening, but just wasn't by my push to talk. Basically, what it comes down to with this is that modern medicine with a full-fledged facility would only sometimes be able to partially save this hand. There is nothing you're going to do out in the middle of the hills in a medieval climate like this.
And Colin sort of sees this and says, "Ooh, that is certainly mangled." And he sort of sighs and says, "Well, I imagine you'll want some help with that."
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fly over to Noman with it. Noman, please tell me, is there something you can do with this? And I know he can replace an eyeball. I don't know what else he might be able to replace, but
Yeah, but with him not being here, I don't know how to role play that out. So, I'm gonna have to wait for him to answer that.
All right. Well, that kind of puts me at a weird, awkward RP thing because I mean, I can tell him that Noman has the ability to replace body parts,
Right.
but
Right.
why
Yeah,
he
we don't
wouldn't give
know.
me an answer right now would be kind of
Yeah, we can kind of put a pin in that and move forward with the rest of everything though. So
Leave it.
yeah.
Leave it, my friend. There's nothing more that can be done. It is clear to me that although it is a dark path and not one I would have chosen, this is the path I find myself on now. Perhaps in my future, around some unexpected corner, a solution to this problem will present itself. But for now, I will have to learn to live with just one hand.
I've been trying to live lots of pieces missing with me. As the
Oh,
as
bro.
Goliath sort of sits down onto a rock.
I feel confident that Noman would be comfortable with me saying that he gives you a bit of wisdom from a Warforged perspective that living with one hand is far better than dying with two.
I have a question for you. How high is your proficiency with the bow?
It's pretty high.
Okay, do you have the
it's really the
sharpshooter?
yeah, I do.
Okay, you know what? You know what? Hear me out here, right? This may be definitely disadvantageous, but less so than your current circumstances. So, did you know that there's a lady, like in real life, who uses her feet because she doesn't have any arms, and she happens to be a champion archer.
Yes, there's also one-armed archers.
So, like, if you're like just an absolute beast with a bow, I would think you'd still find a way to use it to get the most out of what it is that you do. Either that, or we could do something
Yeah, I
like,
can get something that like just an attachment that will let me draw the bowstring with my off
well,
hand.
Yeah, but either way,
yeah,
like you're not going to be able to do that right now here in the middle of the hills. So you
no,
guys
no,
have
I'm just
time to
saying ahead of time.
discuss this as you're like traveling, and that's what you're doing as you're discussing like solutions here. You're proposing to him that a device could be made to hold the bow steady, and
That's
uh,
exactly what we're doing.
yeah. So you guys do all of that, but you know the important thing is who is this new person here, and what do they want, and are you guys going to travel with them? Because you just saw this guy, so you're like, okay, that was fun, but like now what?
I will also try to see if maybe I can find the finger. I mean, a
They
finger might
begin
be
they begin to
a lot
look
trickier.
around for your finger, Quallen.
Quallen just sort of like says, "No need. I've already lost. I already learned how to live with missing pieces already." As he shows,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I found it. I mean, I can
You
make the
you you
attempt.
did, but he
Like,
shows you that it's not going to do him much good as he holds up his other hand, which is already missing two other fingers.
well,
Pinky and the
that confuses me. I don't understand the logic behind that. I mean, I understand that you are already missing fingers, but wouldn't you want to not miss any more?
It- at this point, it's almost like an eventuality. And he just
As
sort
if
of,
you're not going to have any much fingers left. You should probably keep on to the ones you have.
it is kind of you to say that. And he just sort of sighs and says, and looks to her and says, By the way, I certainly have not met an ASMR such as you, or an ASMR at all. Mind telling me your name?
My name is Nova Solar Flare. And what is your name?
I am Kuolan, the Paladin of the Ever-Standing. Though you wouldn't be mistaken in thinking that I have already fallen.
And so, go ahead
Yeah.
and roll
I
a
sew
medicine
him
check,
up for
Nova.
15.
No, Nova, roll a medicine check. This man is clearly dying of leprosy.
Oh. I gotta be 100% honest with you. Why is he dying of leprosy?
Yeah,
He's a paladin.
yeah, exactly.
Use the whole 5 points
Yes,
and then
yes,
just go bam, remove. I no more disease.
yep. And that is not working. So now he travels to Iru Moria to see the high priests of Palor to try and cleanse this cursed disease that is rotting him from the inside out.
Indeed.
Oh, okay. Um. So let me see. Would religion tell me anything about what's going?
You can roll religion,
I guess not.
but yeah, you can't tell anything. Lorithir, because you're an elf though, you roll religion. This is the dread magical wasting leprosy that was unleashed during the Elven Civil War, and it cannot be magically cured or healed, and is one of the few ways that they were able to take out each other's top priests.
I leap back in horror and disgust and say, this this illness was the greatest folly of my people,
Oh yeah, big time.
a horror that never should have been unleashed.
Is this contagious?
It can be. It's attracted to certain bloodlines, typically though.
I would not. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that I know what this is, but I had thought it impossible for it to affect one other than an elf.
And yet, it exists in my veins, slowly killing me.
And with that revelation, we draw to a close as the heroes continue their journey to Iru Moria. Will they be able to save Soggy and Quallen in time? Will they be able to repair Lorithir's missing hand? We will find out on Heroes Wanted. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.
Game.
High fives, everybody. Ah, shit.
All right, good session, guys.